Anyway.
Nim doesn't know where this conversation has went and has tuned
Samson
out.
just like, listen, if they're still there and it's still them, against all odds, against what even I think about this, then they'll talk to me. I know they will. But if it's not, then it's going to be the same outcome anyway. So either way, I'm gambling on whether it's them or not. And the outcome won't make a difference if it's not them, the outcome's not going to make a difference whether I go alone or with the rest of y'all.
What do you mean?
The second they catch any wind of us, it's going to turn into a fight.
And it's better to have backup.
But if they catch wind of me, and only me, I doubt they're going to turn heel and try to eradicate me right on the spot.
I don't think you can say that confidently enough. You have to have someone else.
Who am I going to have? Nim?
No.
If you want me to stay back, then yes.
You have to stay back because you're going to be the one making sure they don't see the rest of y'all. And I'm not dragging Nim into the middle of this because a heavy breeze will knock her over.
Heavy breeze. Okay, so Nim chimes in. Why don't we just hide behind a tall sand dune?
Nim is harmless. They're
Yeah.
not going to... If
Nim is
they
harmless.
wouldn't attack you alone, they're not going to attack you plus a harmless girl.
I can do things, but that's not the point.
Shut up, she's trying.
This is Nim's inner thoughts, not out loud.
Listen, they know just as well as any of us do that Nim can do things.
I don't like that pause.
She does have the highest kill count out of all of you, so this is hilarious.
Yeah, but those were basically decimal points.
Right? I see how it is.
I mean, without her decimal point obliteration, we would have been fucked.
We would have been decimal points, but
I
my still stands.
I personally don't think. I think you would have been fine, but you all seem to be under the assumption you would have been fucked.
Yeah.
You can't
There
die.
were 20. There were 30 of those bastards.
And death by 1,000 paper cuts still takes time.
Ugh. Sounds worse than most deaths.
Yeah, and we got one turn a pop. When there were enough. Let's see, if there were 30 of them and 5 of us, that means there was 6 mounds of wasps coming at all of us.
Good times.
Yeah. Nim is going to sit down since this conversation may be about her, but sure as hell ain't to her.
And then Nim starts crying silently.
Nim's only half offended by this conversation.
Please ignore air traffic control sending planes directly over my house.
Oh, I hear them in mine too.
I don't.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
weird.
me neither.
No, that's double weird. Just
Actually,
here, forehead.
Now that I thought about it, Memorial Day's coming up. Do you think the Blue Angels are in town?
Yeah, I think they're having a show at the
That's
Airport Plaza.
probably them doing test flights.
Probably.
Okay, so for all those who are listening, maybe listening, or even here right now who don't understand any of what I just said,
It's not important. Let's move on.
shut up. I just want to explain quickly
I
because
feel like everyone has air shows. I think you're fine, fam.
Well, yeah, no, but specifically, the Blue Angels are, what are they, part of the Air Force?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, they're, fighter group that I think is local here.
They
So-
do prestidigitation in the sky.
Yeah, I think they are, local to here. So every year around the Memorial Day, they come back and they do air shows and test flights in the fighter jets. So that would probably be who's making all the noise on the audio that I can't help. So there's the explanation for that. Anyway, Hyala and Samson are arguing over the baby while the baby contemplates how much to be upset by this. Poor the baby.
Now, again, if I go with Nim, they're going to question where the heck you are. Now, I can tell them that we left you behind, or that you stayed behind so we could go ahead. But do you think Nim can? Can you?
Was that actually to Nim?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was actually at Nim. It was like, can you?
Can you
You
lie?
lied to the party before?
Nim's like, hey, you know I'm able to keep secrets, man. You of everyone here know that I can keep secrets.
And Hiel was just like,
oh, I'm the
"Excuse
one
me?"
keeping the secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I
Nim's
mean,
like,
That's a terrible thing for Nim to say because she's the one who told Samson the secret.
Nim was drunk, leave me alone.
Well, he does try and keep you from getting drunk. Anyway.
Anyway, but yeah, Nim goes, yes.
Will you?
Yes.
Good Nim. She knows Nim isn't gonna get it because Nim never gets it, but Yell shoots her a good Nim look.
Now, that only brings up the point is we know that a fight is going to be inevitable, and Nim's probably the worst person to get that close to any scuffle.
Well, then you'll protect her.
If I thought I could protect her, I wouldn't be so keen on keeping her on the water bug in the first place.
So what you're saying is it would be dangerous for her to be there alone.
No, I'm saying it would be dangerous for her to be there. End of discussion.
I don't think this discussion is over. You do realize you need us to agree to this plan, and if it's a terrible plan, it's not gonna happen. So you take Nim, or you take all of us.
I don't know why you're so keen on fighting me on this.
Nim goes, I can just stay on the bug.
There you go. She's
Well,
agreeing
then
to
I'm
it.
Yeah,
You can't go with me because then they'll see the bug.
I can cover the bug. I got this.
I don't think she got this.
Don't ever trust Nim.
I wonder why.
At this point, Rhino is just like holding his face in one of his hands. And you just hear him go, "Ugh."
Shut up.
Shut up, trying to talk.
A water bug is heavily armored and capable of taking a few hits. And if it isn't completely obvious, it's because she doesn't want to see you die or get hurt.
I'm not putting Lily on the sidelines because I don't think she can take a hit. I'm putting Lily on the sidelines because I don't want them to get suspicious of where everyone else is. Because where else is everyone going to be in this death-filled desert?
Dead.
Well, the
I
Rhino
don't
does
say
agree with most of the Samson's points. The Rhino would like to point out that if you walk up to them without the water bug, are they not going to be suspicious of why you're walking through the desert on foot?
I can BS something. Kind of a talent of mine.
I almost said, like, why you drink?
Yeah, Hell is just thinking, yeah, so far every word out of your mouth has been BS.
It's simple. I could just tell them that Lily ended up getting hurt because they took the only source of water that would keep her going through the desert and back. Which they did, without you, Rhino.
The Rhino is guilty as charged.
And they know nothing about you. They don't know the Rhino exists and the Rhino is helping us through here. So it
No,
looks
didn't
more
commit a crime.
suspicious that I had Lily with me, considering they took the only thing meant to keep her alive.
Nim wants to ask what does guilty as charged mean, as to her knowledge, Rhino didn't commit a crime.
So,
Does she actually ask, or is this just one
Yeah,
of those
Nim
things?
goes, you didn't commit a crime. Why are you guilty as charged?
It is a turn of phrase.
that ain't important right now.
So what is important?
I'm thinking. Shut up.
Well, Rhino's going to kind of hold the reins and go and start cooking up a meal while you're having your grand debate.
So anyway, Samson's just gonna look back at Yala. So it's like, everyone seems to be in agreement on this except you. I can doctor up any reason of why I would be out there alone with no Lily, no Yala, and no Nim. You two together can make it so that you're basically an unseeable force of backup in case things go south. Which, again, it's not that I'm not expecting it to. It's that I'm trying to delay it so we can get the answer. Because, like Rhino said, he is guilty as charged of just going in there and taking those two out before we get anything. So the only way we're ever going to get a why to anything is if I go alone and I just trust the rest of you to have my back.
It's a rather ridiculous assumption, don't you think?
What do you think they're gonna do when they see all of us on the horizon? Shake us down like two people stranded? They're
They don't
probably
have
going.
maybe.
They're probably going to think that we're after them, which we are, and that's why they're going to try and defend themselves.
Yes, but you going after them alone is still going to look like going after them.
Yeah, but it's gonna look like going after them because you two got attacked by pirates in also a port in Zanzibar, and I'm making my way to the only place that seems like refuge, which is with them heading to Zanzibar's tower.
You're certain that they, the ones who have done all of this against us, are just going to take you at whatever word you give them?
If it's a believable enough story, I do. And again, if it's actually them, I think I can appeal to their nature from what we've all gone through together. And if it's not,
and if it's actually them, then the same thing should be true for any of us.
yeah, but how likely is that?
You're the one basing your assumptions off of it.
Well, yeah, because I've lived in a desert country.
I get the feeling that it's because you prefer to do things alone.
Well, yeah.
And I'm saying that when there are others around you who are able to help, doing things alone is the fool's move.
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just a little bit jaded because I thought I didn't have to do things alone anymore, and then I woke up with all of my stuff in a pile behind a shed.
Don't act like any of us still here are going to betray you in such a way. We're here for you, and you should be here for us. Separating is a bad idea.
It's
Never
not
split
going
the
to be a
party.
bad idea because you're going to be right around the corner. I'm not saying you turn tail and head back to a port and just twiddle your thumbs while I'm out there trying to talk to them. I'm trying to tell you that I trust that you have my back But this is the only way we're going to get any answers from them. Because we can't get any answers if we're in the middle trying to kill each other. We're not going to get any answers afterwards.
The Rhino proposes a compromise. He says with his hand raised into the air.
Is he still cooking?
Yeah, he's cooking with the other hand. If what you say is to be true, and it is possible for you to mask your presence, then a solution that potentially satisfies all parties is if the Samson walks up to them alone, but following in tow are myself and Hyala, under the guise of whatever arcane ability she possesses to mask our presence, while the Nim stays with the water bug safely and securely behind whatever the nearest dune is, so she is out of sight.
Now, two things about that. One, I don't think Hyala can properly survive without being so close to Nim, considering she's not really built for the desert. And two, Rhino, by any chance, is your armor made of Adam?
Nope.
Oh. That means you won't have any issues being hidden like I would, which is why I can't be hidden by any of Hyala's stuff.
If it's of any value to you, allow the Rhino to point out that if the Rhino was walking around in such expensive and rare armor, it would be harder to convince people that the Rhino is a giant lumbering moron.
You can be a rich moron.
Yeah, you can be a rich moron. There's
Thanks about
tons of
Nim's
dumb
face.
rich people.
I was just about to say, yeah, that's my father.
As he kind of just looks up at both of you and goes, "Rich orcs." As he kind of just bares his tusks and gives you a are you serious look right now?
Nim goes, different strokes for different folks.
And besides, you'd have to have some amount of money if you're good at your job, which I'm guessing from the looks of you are. I don't think anyone would be that suspicious. At least not that suspicious.
You haven't encountered Adam, have you?
Outside of here? No.
And did you ever consider why that might be?
Because everyone that tries to come here and from the outside world gets evaporated by Zanzibar?
Except that.
Adam is not exclusive to Zanzibar. It is incredibly rare. You are literally walking around in armor plating that is worth millions.
Rich boy Simpson.
I'm gonna have to kill a few more snails on my way back home.
Of course, there is also the alternative, which doesn't so neatly satisfy everybody's concerns.
You killed them?
No. You
Also,
have
yes.
a long-range rifle, no? As he points to the rifle.
I do.
So, do you think yourself a good enough shot to take them out at the kneecaps?
People always forget to go for the kneecaps. They really hurt.
Precisely. You take them out at the knees, disable them, get the jump on them, and then you can decide, the best method for extracting the information you require. At which point, when you are satisfied, well, you know the next sentence out of my mouth.
I do. And listen, I'm confident in my shot to kneecap them, but for both of them, it'd have to be a shot that gets the bullet to stay. It can't go clean.
I'm just sitting here thinking about the fact that there's bullet types that do that.
Well, yeah, but
Did you
sadly,
not-
I do not have any of them.
Not buy any hollow point bullets. What's the matter with you?
No.
Is it not possible for you to purposely float the shot enough to remove the chance of going cleanly through?
Listen, I appreciate your faith in the fact that I can perform surgery from, like 300 feet away. But realistically, it's easier said than done.
As he just sees that this is it's still gotten nowhere closer to resolving, and he just goes back to cooking.
And then
Now,
watches because she's not
however,
important to this conversation.
That is a good
Yes,
point,
you are.
because again, if I can get close enough, I got 2 handguns, and I can kneecap them both at the same time, as opposed to trying to take one pot shot and the other. However, that again would need me to get close enough where they don't have their guard up. Which brings us back to the point I'm trying to make.
Man, Nim, I could really use you in this argument because Hyala can't make the emotional point she has because she's Hyala.
Oh yeah, leave the emotions to Nim!
I love you, you
Yes!
big dumb
You're the
idiot!
other one is trying to run off like a renegade nutcase.
Okay, I will attempt.
I mean, if Nim wouldn't, you don't have to, but I'm just like, I'm sitting here with like 50% of the argument unable to leave my mouth.
You have not unlocked the rest of the argument.
Stupid cat.
Stupid non-feeling cat. Why can't you have emotions, baka?
So,
Just feel for him.
She feels she's just really not good at expressing it or acknowledging to herself that she has.
Oh god, it'd be so funny if this kept up and eventually Hyala just exploded into emotion.
Ah,
You big idiot! I don't want you to get hurt! Why can't you
Baka.
understand?
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna have to keep arguing till that happens.
We'll start crying before Hyala does.
And while this is
So-
all going on, the rhino will look at Nim and be like, are these two always so not to be on the nose? Cat and mouse?
no.
Nah, this
Usually it
was
was
me
Samson
with the
and
2 that
someone
were
else.
headhunting.
What?
I'm gonna answer Rhino instead.
Nim can't even answer the only part of this conversation he's being included on.
Bingo!
Words can't describe how useless I feel right now.
Bingo!
Nim has been reduced to party NPC.
Nim's watching them argue like, wow, it's just like mom and dad.
I feel so at home.
No, her parents get along fine. It's just her they can't stand.
Yeah, but they ignore her the same amount.
Yeah.
I mean, Hyala tried to have her
Well,
as part of the thing.
Nim's
but-
just
No,
like,
I'm trying to figure out what to say, but also like,
well, at least they're fighting over me as opposed to just ignoring me.
Yeah,
I'm in the
big part of
conversation,
this
just not
is
contributing
that
right now.
Samson does not want Nim to get hurt. And Hyala does not want Samson to get hurt.
Ass.
Nim also does not want Nim to get hurt.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure Hyala doesn't want Nim to get hurt.
Mhm.
That's a bit more up in the air.
She's less mad at Nim than Samson right now. Has been since the pirates.
Why do you keep trying to get yourself hurt? Why?
Because I'm an idiot. Why don't you understand this?
Well, be
So,
smart.
Nim's-
Listen to my
Stop it.
brilliant plan. It's flawless.
Be smart,
Oh.
forehead.
Nim will go. Why don't just you and Hyala go? It makes sense if I stay behind.
I can die.
No, I'm
Again, Hyala, do you really think you can survive all this without Nim keeping you alive?
can tolerate for a bit.
How long of a bit? In the heat of
Let's
combat?
see.
Is that like Nim's cue to take off prestidigitation?
It is.
Nim will go, are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll take it off.
Cool. Well, not cool. The opposite of cool. Very, very hot.
Very, very uncool. That's
Do
hot.
you take off your jacket?
You wanna flip a coin, Yella, to tell me how to go about this? By flip a
Sure.
coin, I mean roll a d2.
Okay.
You get about 60 seconds of keeping up a straight face, and then you literally drop to your hands and knees, just gasping.
Oh, I thought they were sitting.
Were you sitting? I was imagining you two were like yelling at each other, standing up like an unmarried couple.
Sounds like a waste of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too hot for that. We're sit arguing.
Fair enough. So you get about 60 seconds before your facade completely breaks down. In the last 10 seconds, it was just completely unbearable. And, you know, because of your thick fur, the sweat is just building under your undercoat, and you are just sitting there panting.
Nim?
You feel like you're
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah, no, when she, like, starts to pant and then puts it back.
Just
So I had a thought that Nim could hide under the sand, and then I thought of that meme where it's like, I am the sand guardian, guardian of the sand.
I am the sand guardian, guardian of the sand. I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
Ugh.
Anyway,
I should get around
Milk
to
aside.
finding out how to play Psychonauts. Seems like a fun game.
It's like Battle for Bikini Bottom, but not as good.
Annie Mahoozala Thoozala.
That is now, that is now, in recording. And I'll stand by that opinion.
so I can extend the range of prestidigitation
How far?
20 feet.
That's not gonna help here. What's the max range of it without the 20 feet?
10. I can only double it.
So, a max of 20, that's not gonna help here.
Yeah, so Samson's going to look at Ella as she's like dying. But not with like a smirk like, aha, I've won the argument. He's gonna be like, feel really bad about it.
Like,
You
what, are
can
you
see that
okay?
he feels bad about it, but he's like, see? I told you.
Well, that's a full 60 seconds you would have for combat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's
So many
we would
turns.
it would have to be walking to them too, with no Nim in sight,
Well, let's see.
and then talking, and then combat, and then getting her back to Nim.
What is the range on spout trees? It's 30 feet.
Well, actually,
I don't think I can double cast metamagic, so to say.
twin spell.
But this
If you
wouldn't
had,
work
like,
for
this-
that. It's not an attack.
Oh.
I also don't
It's
have
a
twin
heat
spell.
attack.
I feel like it doesn't help that it hasn't really been said what the distances we're talking about for this are.
Well,
Yeah.
the
So it's
idea
like-
is
Yeah, you'll
So the
just be my
idea is
backup,
that
and for
at
Kiala,
a
that's like within 30 feet.
well, the idea, at least in Samson's mind, is that they're going to be stuck walking because their birds have collapsed from exhaustion, which means we'll be able to get an edge on them speed-wise.
Yeah, otherwise we can't catch up to them.
Well, yeah, but like an immense edge speed-wise, because I don't think they can like sprint through the desert like Naruto ninjas going to Area 51.
So, Nim actually will say in character, well, staying out of sight might be a bit difficult because don't Prin and Celeste both have pretty good eyes? What?
Celeste probably, but let's face it, Prin's not known for what's on his shoulder.
His armor's on his shoulders.
Which he is known for because he keeps pointing it out to people.
My armor.
Don't you understand this armor? I am a dragonborn of the red scale.
If Prin actually says that in character, I'm gonna shove something in his mouth so he stops talking.
Trust. I'm not going to say that. That would be phrasing, and I'm going to do my best to avoid.
Say it.
Yeah, but we already know what you mean.
Yeah.
Nope.
So Nim will
You have
go.
no idea what I was going to say.
My
I
point
have an
being-
idea, and I don't know of anything that could be worse, but
Yeah. So Nim will say, my point being is that I don't think in such a barren-ish land that there's a lot that we can actually hide from properly.
Well, that's the thing, is I assume from the outside of that little magical hiding thing you do, especially in a place like this, that you'll just look like the shimmering of a mirage. Because if you haven't happened to know this, and he'll point all around it, when it gets really hot, it gets kind of hard to see things.
Okay, I turned off Discord sounds. Discord, I'm gonna need you to shut up. My point being is that is there a spell save for your stealth thing?
I thought it was just a +10 to stealth.
Hold on. Doopy-doopy-doo. Pass without trace. Yeah. +10 to stealth. But we can still be tracked by magical means. So if Celeste wants to peer out for Nim, she 100% still can.
Basically, if Nim ends up making contact, it's like, what? Why are they in the desert?
I thought you said you left them behind. What are they doing there? Bang, bang, bang.
So Nim will
Bang,
go.
bang, bang!
So do
Shut
you
up!
remember how I said I was tracking Celeste with magic?
Yeah.
That's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
Is it?
So I know her magic signature, and I would hope she knows mine.
I would hope she knows where I am.
Well, if she cared to check, is my point.
Yeah, and I mean, if they're worried about an ambush, would they not check the surrounding area?
Well, I wouldn't give them a reason to worry about an ambush because I'd be going alone.
Well, no, but that's the reason to worry about an ambush, because
My God, he really is
guy
a
suddenly
prickhead.
alone in the desert, somehow fine, just
Guy-
vibing.
Guy who lives in a desert country and knows how to navigate the desert. Being
is
in a
clearly
desert alone
Different
not
level of
very
desertness.
Oh yeah, but they don't know
Like
that.
desert cubed.
The Rhino would like to point out that you seem to have a lot of faith in them being able to make accurate predictions, such as your ability to survive in harsh, arid climates.
I think that's more believable.
Samson's the desert man.
So listen, they have no idea that you're here, Rhino. So they probably think we're as good as dead getting through this desert. Which is a lot more feasible that I'm still alive if I decide to leave the rest of them behind.
But then how would you have caught up to them? They've been on, well, bounce.
And I've been on something that lasts a little bit longer.
Not sus at all.
Because, as you said, their mounts seem like they're about to be given out if they just keep riding them without anything to feed it. And lo and behold, they no longer have anything to feed it.
Speaking of feed, as Rhino puts your lunch into bowls and passes it all to you, food.
I appreciate it. You know what? That'll be another thing. If I make some sandcackler rations and offer it to them, they'll probably trust me because, well, let's face it, they don't have anything else to go on.
Make it taste like they want it.
Nah, then they wouldn't believe that I cooked it.
Ouch.
I mean, he said it, not me.
I know, but still,
And you
ouch.
know he's right.
Ouch. That hurts me, and I'm not even involved.
Neither's Nim.
And Nim's been reduced to MacGuffin.
Nim's been reduced to casualty. That is
Casualty?
trying to be a void.
Not even. She's been reduced to protect objective.
Damsel in distress.
Yeah,
No,
she's
damsel with no distress.
She's the NPC
Whoa.
in an escort duty quest.
Yeah, Samson's current objective is protect Nim right now.
I think it's also to piss y'all off.
No, it's not to piss y'all off. That just happens to be happening.
Uh,
I'm trying my best, Jade, but also Nim.
you
Samson,
might be
trade.
smarter, but I am the emotional one, and you'll never win unless you fight me on those terms.
Samson, trades. Boneheaded.
Wait.
Duh.
stupid.
What if Nim cries? What if Nim cries?
Do it.
Nim can cry, but she'll cry, and Samson will be like, Nim, this is for your own good.
I used to hear
Then
that
I'll just-
when my father sent me to the East Wing.
No, because then all I have to do is, what's the point of being here without you guys? I don't know how much of that came through.
No, it all came
It came
through.
through enough. Now, listen. I don't know any other objections you could possibly have to this. Because
Hey,
right now, it seems like this is the only shot we got at getting any answers. And I keep saying that. Every time you fight me on it, you don't seem to be winning.
No, I didn't take that spell, never mind.
You said the majority of us need to agree with it. I don't think Rhino's against it. I don't think Nim's against it.
The Rhino still personally votes for bludgeoning them, then asking questions, and then finishing the job. Not that the Rhino believes that matters.
Yeah, Rhino doesn't get a say.
Yeah, Rhino only gets a say if I need someone to vote with me.
Ah, I see.
Uh-huh.
The outside world's interpretation of orc civil rights is very present, even in my homeland.
No, this is not orc civil rights. This is
I'm not here
inner-party
for orc
politics.
suffrage. I'm here for answers.
That was a joke, by the way.
Orc agreed.
He didn't actually say that.
Oh, I figured as much.
Yeah,
Because I didn't
hilarious
actually
though.
tell him his vote didn't matter to his face. But anyway. So that's Simpson's stance.
Y'all is pissed off. I don't know what else to say. So part of me wants to have her ask, like, what is the, like, distance between them that he's thinking of? But if Yala says that, she feels like it's conceding, and she really doesn't want to concede in the ground at this point.
Actually, I meant to ask that and forgot. Nim asked, how far away are we supposed to be anyway?
I don't know. We can get to the... Let's see. I'm thinking that if y'all stay How fast does Lily move again?
6 miles per hour.
6 miles per hour.
At a steady, never...
Which is...
almost never stopping pace.
Yeah. If you'll excuse me, I have math to do.
Ooh,
Yeah.
he's pulling out triogonies!
Yeah, triogonies or triogonies.
Triogonies, woo!
Yeah, because Hyala will not agree to anything over 30 feet back, and at that point, I don't know if a plus 10 stealth is really useful. Because
Actually,
like at
that's
that
what I was
distance,
getting
I'm
at.
like, oh look, that thing that looks exactly like Hyala is probably a mirage.
That's what I was getting at when I
Well,
asked,
that's
don't
the
they have good
thing.
eyesight?
Is it
How far back?
Is it a mirage or is it full invisibility?
No, that's Samson is claiming it will look like a mirage. We don't know
Because
whether
the whole,
it would work
like,
at all.
the whole term of it is that it, like, makes you harder to see through things. Which, in a desert, it's kind of already hard to see through things.
Well, let me see the description of the spell.
Well, I'm gonna be right back. Gotta use the bathroom.
Fair enough. Show
You
me
guys
this
can continue. I'm not part of
We
most
are.
of this. That sounds really salty, but it's really funny, I promise.
A veil of shadows. Yeah.
We decided earlier that that's not an actionable item.
That's not a what?
That that's not like a actionable thing. That that's just words.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a weird magical
Flavor.
sneakiness. Which I feel like Hyala can also get away with, considering a desert is one of her better areas. So I'd assume her ranger spells can flavor
Her issue is not that
themselves
she
towards
doesn't
her.
think her spell will work. Her issue is that Samson's a dumbass. A suicidal dumbass.
Well, yeah.
I've got nothing to live for.
And she
except
can't
that
express
one thing.
that issue.
Well,
Because that would mean
it
she has
sounds to
emotion.
me like Hyala may just have to explode into that Hyalaran. Break the floodgates. I'll be right back.
Wow. 6 miles an hour is not very fast compared to, like, D&D time.
I'm back. How far did this conversation get?
Nowhere. I complained again about Hyala being Hyala, and then the rebel's still doing math, and learned that 6 miles an hour is slow.
6 miles an hour is incredibly slow.
Oh yeah, it's like less than walking.
Yeah, you could bike faster than that. In fact, most people bike, when you're good at it, about 12 miles per hour. I believe.
I bike 0 miles an hour. I don't bike.
Yeah. Also, the biking community, they're kind of jerks.
And their bikes look stupid.
But that's a conversation for later.
And I feel like apparently the biking community in California is very different than that over here.
No, we don't have one, because they get hit, because people don't care.
Jeez. It sounds like they have reasons to not.
Well, yeah, okay, so the thing is, what I've heard is what, bikers are kind of jerks, so when you give them, like, bike lanes and stuff, they use the bike lanes, but they also kind of, like, bike around it, because bikers have certain, like, laws about what they do. And usually the car's almost always at fault for the biker, so they take up more road than they need to. And when you get too close, meaning closer than their comfort, sometimes, they're like, they get all up in your face, which is rich for
Yeah,
someone
you-
considering that if you take one of their wheels, they can't bike anymore.
You shouldn't be driving close to a biker. That's on you, man.
No, I'm talking about, well, yeah, sometimes it's other bikers, sometimes it's cars. The biking community is really tight-knit, and the point is they're assholes about their, like, bike areas.
What the hell happened?
Bike.
Yeah, talking about bikes. At least that's what I've
Anyways.
heard. We
Oh,
don't have a
never
bike
mind. I
community.
did the math completely wrong. Yeah, no, that's not bad.
So what happened? Because my headset was freaking out. I had to shut it off for a second.
So I was doing the math and they were talking about stuff. And now that I have the math up, I can give an idea.
Shoot.
So I'm thinking
Wow,
that
first
if we're
time
gonna have-
today.
Haha.
You're thinking.
I'm thinking that maybe you guys stay back at about 100 feet. Considering how fast Lily could go, you'll be there in a jiffy if I need you.
By a jiffy, how fast do you mean when you say jiffy?
So, technically, if Lily moves at a constant 6 miles an hour, then by D&D time, she moves at about 50 feet around.
So it'll take her 12 seconds to cross 100 feet to get to you.
Bingo.
If we have it.
I think 50 feet would be too close.
Well, 100 is too far, so.
Okay, then we'll meet in the middle, 99.
That's not how the middle works.
Okay, I'm
It does
revoking
when
your
Sim-
math right.
It does when Samson's trying to make a point.
I mean, I feel like Samson could. Well, it's not my decision to make, but if I'm allowed to input as a human being, I was really expecting Eddie to say which you're not, but anywho,
Which you're not.
there we go. There it is.
Which I'm not.
Just shut up. Speak positively about yourself, or else I'm gonna smack you.
Which you can't.
Anyway,
Yo, where are
side
my
tangents
keys?
aside.
I feel like Samson could survive 2 rounds against Prin and Celeste.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
yeah,
the
if he's gonna
point.
first shoot
No,
Celeste.
So, the thing is we have 2 different points. Is your point? My point is this is the best way to do it, and your point is, but you dumb idiot, you'll get killed.
Especially if Samson manages to shoot Celeste first, above all else. And that just falls to initiative.
Which it has a really high dexterity.
So if he manages to shoot Celeste, well, depending on how well he hits her, you know, that'll be
Doesn't
the
matter,
difference.
because he shoot her with the anti-magic bullets.
Yeah, exactly. But if he, like, doesn't roll super well, you know, maybe it'll be in a place that she'll just be able to remove it. In her arm or something. He puts it in her stomach.
Well, okay, so even you can't pull out a bullet with your bare hands unless it's halfway out.
In which case, then your skin might be made of other stuff.
Yeah. So shooting Celeste will require medical attention to remove.
Absolutely.
Unless it goes through.
But if
Yeah, unless it goes through.
If it hits and it's embedded in her arm, you know, well, Prin could make a choice to just chop her arm off. She's got a hand for casting magic.
That's not how that works.
You know, I feel like your ability to cast magic might be hindered by a newly acquired stump.
Yeah.
Maybe, but it's not the total.
Unless he's gonna breathe fire to cauterize the wound, too.
I mean,
Well, she's not gonna bleed out in 6 seconds. Or 12 seconds. Maybe in 20. But even then again, the point I'm trying to make is that if Simpson shuts down Celeste, then you basically just gotta survive 2 rounds against Prin.
Which I think I can do.
That is, at most, 6 sword attacks.
I think I can do that.
Yeah, Hyala will not agree to be further than 60, because at 60 she can get there in 1 move. And then still attack.
Well,
She doesn't care how long you think you can last. You're not going a round of combat alone, because that's the way she's been trained in battle.
Nim also, well, okay, so does Hyala say 60 feet? Because,
She might.
well, Samson's saying 100 feet.
so,
And Hyala will say no more than 60.
Nim says at 60 feet I could read their minds.
Well,
That might be a good back.
that probably only help for Celeste, considering Prin's got a bucket on his head.
And no brain to think with.
True.
Well, maybe knock off Prince Helmet in battle? If
I'll
it comes
try
to
my-
it? Nim
Yeah,
says if it
sure,
comes
I'll
to it.
try my best. In fact, I'll also pirouette around him too to confuse him.
Last time you tried to pirouette, you dropped me, so I don't think you should.
That wasn't a pirouette, that was a do-si-do.
Yeah, it'll
I don't know the difference.
And I'm also not a dancer.
it'll throw him off the most if you compliment him and call him by his full title.
Well, yeah, but I don't want him to get suspicious.
It'll throw him off his rhythm.
How Prin got his groove back.
Yeah, their grooves are definitely missing.
Yeah, so Samson is going to say that it'd probably be best if you guys stay about 100 feet back.
60.
Is that what Hyala says?
Yeah, she'll just say 60 and then she'll say at most. So just in case he wants to go closer.
Prin Kulo's new groove.
So what I'm hearing is that you're going through with this.
Depends on if you're agreeing to the distance.
As long as you can assure me that you'll stay hidden at 60 feet, then I'll agree to it.
I mean, I can't 100% assure that... Like... I don't know how to say this.
That Nim can be hidden, but whatever. She does not
He's
have
like-
dexterity.
I can do everything I can, but we've got a girl in a purple dress against a, like, brown background.
Oh, can I change my
Dressed to
outfit
be
color to match the backdrop, quote
to
unquote?
be camo.
Yeah,
Sure.
can
To be
I?
desert camo.
That would at least provide a reason for passengers to work.
I mean, like, you could also do that for Hyala and Rhino's clothes with prestidigitation.
Hey, I thought the whole thing was we're trying to keep a cold on Yala. If we
No,
have...
I can use 3 charges,
Use 2.
so my magic
Yeah, but
clothing can do that, and I can use the other charge to camo Yala.
How are you gonna blend in Lily?
With the funny magic.
giant blue bug.
A giant
Against,
blue
like-
bug covered
against,
in
like-
grasses and moss.
Yeah, you know, behind a sand dune. But we'll put her behind that, the sand shack that you
But we're
find at
active-
every beach selling overpriced food.
Yeah, but like...
Just park her in the handicap spot.
What if one of the handicapped water bugs needed that spot?
Well, Lily's got a hurt leg still, so she can't qualify.
I
No,
don't
that
think that's how handicap spots work.
Well, it depends on how bad the injury is, but I don't think
Yeah, a small
Lily
bite to the
qualifies.
leg. is
Yeah.
Not...
that she
Yeah.
can still walk on.
For her, but like, if you tell anyone you got bitten in the leg, they'll probably give you like a temporary handicap spot.
I don't
It depends
know.
on who
I
you
feel
go
like you
to.
have to be pretty damn crippled.
Well, yeah, do you know how dangerous a bite to the leg is?
Well, okay, so actually, you can have an injured foot that makes it difficult to walk, and they will give you a handicap sticker.
semantics.
But anyway, Nim will go, "Oh, I have an idea," and then she changes her dress to camo.
See? Nim's trying to think of ideas to help this work.
I hate you. I hate you.
Nim goes, "Camo's kind of ugly though."
Well, good thing you'll only be in it for at most 5 minutes.
Also, I don't know if the party ever realized that Nim has magic clothing, so.
No, no one's paid attention.
Yeah.
And they still haven't paid attention.
In
Yep.
fact, not until, like, especially not now with everything that's going on.
Oh. Hmm.
So Nim knows I can make your clothes camo too, or I can make Lily here look like something else. Potentially.
Lily is the sand dune.
So I can do minor illusion. See if that'll work. Make her look like something else.
Like a piece of cardboard cutout that's lily shaped but brown.
Just make her look like a cardboard
I
box.
was thinking more like one of those random grass patches, but whatever.
Yes, a
There
grass
goes-
patch in the middle of a desert.
No, okay, so not like lush grass. I'm talking about desert grass. That's a thing that happens there. They have like thorny bushes and whatnot, but it happens.
I feel like grass just catches fire here.
Yeah, the most you see is a few cactuses and then the cactus mantis. That's
that's
what
talking about, like,
constitutes
what-
plant here.
Yeah, like to match the local
Look
plant
at that
life,
little
which would be a
boy
cactus.
with his hands together. I love the cactus man.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll agree to 60 feet, and in fact, I'm not even gonna ask you for an answer on it today. We still have an entire day till we get close to them. But we need to have a plan of attack before we intercept them, or everything's gonna go down the drain.
Everything's
Damn.
going down the drain anyways, but
Nim goes back to the outfit she had before.
we've been down the drain. We are currently deep in the sewers.
We've been up shit creek without a paddle for like a month.
Anyways, continue.
So that was Samson trying to. So with that, Samson's gonna try and offer his hand to Hyala for them to shake on it. It's like,
She pulls out a fruit leather and puts it in the hand. She's not taking up shit.
you know, I feel like that's the best I'm gonna get from you.
What an interesting chat over lunch.
So yeah, he's gonna finish his food with the fruit leather.
Ella starts her food because she didn't realize it was there until now. Is it still laced?
What?
Did
Nah,
Rhino
this
still
is
make
just
Kella's
this
soup
is
separate?
this is a straight soup,
Okay.
and it is not laced.
Cool.
And Rhino's just sitting there looking absolutely bored.
Well, yeah, he's got to listen to a group of children.
Yeah, I mean, once everything's been decided, I'm pretty sure we're all back to board too.
I mean-
Nim entertains herself this entire time. Thank you very much.
Yella might discuss things with Nim.
Okay.
So here's how we knock out Samson to keep him from being stupid.
You said you had rope, right?
I
Such a
have the rope.
No,
Yeah.
actually, I think Nim might have some rope. Hold on.
I wanna use my sleight of hand to steal Nim's rope.
Well, first, let me see if I have it. God dang.
Steal the rope she doesn't have.
Kella, in the middle of the night, steals rope from Nim in order to devise a plot to tie up Samson.
She's not gonna do that. She thinks we should all be together. Tying up Samson defeats that purpose.
Yeah, you keep him by your side. He can't leave. You're all together.
Just tie him to her back.
Yeah,
Get
the
the
one
hell
time
off
you
me.
bet. No, I am going to carry you around like a small kitten. I cannot trust
I don't need you
alone.
to carry around. I'm
Yeah,
over
I
it,
do
you damn it.
actually have
Put
rope.
me down.
Wait, does he really?
Nim can get back at Samson by hog-tying him!
I'd like to see that happen without a bullet whizzing.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, but Nim actually does have rope.
Don't tell Samson that. But yeah, Y'all will go to Nim, and in a hushed voice, ask if Nim's really okay with this.
So there's
It's
very
okay
little
with
to
whatever
do
the
on the
party
bug.
does.
Do I at least notice them having a conversation?
Oh, by all means. I feel some stealth rolls are in order.
For who?
Two people trying to have a conversation.
The only one who rolled it is not trying to have the conversation.
Oh, he rolled perception.
Oh, are we rolling then?
For stealth?
Is it stealth or is it deception? Well, it's
It
not
would
really a
be
lie.
stealth to hide it,
Yeah, stealth.
as
to hide
opposed to deception to be like, oh, we're talking about the weather.
it.
There you go.
Deception.
Cool.
You see they're
Yeah.
doing something, you don't know
I see
what.
Hyala moving closer to Nim. It's like, she's probably just hot or something.
AC, AC, AC.
Yeah, but Nim goes, yeah, I don't think I could actually fight either of them.
You realize he's going there to talk. You're really fine with not even being able to be the one to ask Celeste. What's going on? You were
No,
close, were you not?
Well, yes, but I'm not very good with words.
I don't even know how to apologize. Have you seen my apologies?
Nim read the book. She did her best.
You wouldn't need to be the one speaking, but if I were you, I think I'd want an explanation.
No. So Nim pauses for a sec. And while she does want to talk, she's like, I don't want to get in the way of everybody, so I'll just stay on the bug.
Having a desire for something is not getting in the way.
That kind of threw Nim for a loop.
Nobody's ever told them it's valid to have desires.
To want
before.
things.
I can want things?
I'm allowed to want?
But isn't it easier this way?
We just had a 10-minute argument. What seemed easy about that?
Well, if I disagree now, you guys might go for 20 minutes next time.
It was a lot longer than 10 minutes. let me
Well,
tell
in
you.
character, it was 10
Yeah.
minutes. Which is like, might as well be 3 years in D&D time.
I don't know. It certainly seemed like you guys were talking for at least 40
Lunch.
minutes.
Well, however
Nah.
long.
Yeah,
It was-
Nim's
it
like,
was-
it might be double next time.
I just wanted to say a number without pausing to, like, do calculations.
Yeah, no, you're fine, you're fine.
So sorry, what was Nim?
Yeah, so
I'm
Nim's like,
disgusted.
but if I disagree, what if it takes longer for you guys to come to an agreement?
Taking longer to come to an agreement that makes everyone satisfied seems worth it to me.
Nim's like, I'm kind of the point of contention here, though.
Man, she sure is talking to her air conditioner.
Turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. Turn it up, turn it up.
I wonder about what?
How soapbox does Nim want to get today?
The soapiest.
Well, if you can't decide, flip a coin.
Yeah, so Nim's gonna go, if I wasn't here, I bet this would go a lot faster, but...
I don't think so.
I wouldn't be alive without you. You have value. You're an air conditioner.
You've seen what happens. If you say you really don't care, I'll leave it alone. But if you do, you ought to say something.
Let's
I
see.
just have one thought, but I don't know that Marineka would go for it.
What are you thinking?
Well, you would be able to hear the conversation if you were, say, in his head. Hence why I don't think he'd go for it. But we could keep our distance, and you could get the answers you might want.
So, well, Nim could actually mimic Samson's voice to make him think his thoughts are Nim's words are his thoughts.
Jeez. I'm
Well,
not
yeah, 'cause-
saying completely manipulate the guy, I'm just saying listen to the conversation through his brain.
Does detect thoughts work like that? Could I hear your conversation as such?
I mean, you'd probably get, like, the internal, like, you'd probably get his thought process as he's listening to it.
Well, and so then Nim will explain, like, well, I wouldn't actually be able to, per se, hear, just whatever is a reaction to whatever said is.
Yeah, not without probing deeper. If you probe deeper, then you're inside of his mind, and that's just...
And then he'd also know, and he said not to.
Well, no, but that's what Hyela is suggesting. Like, we bring this up as a bargaining chip. Like, hey, we'll agree to do this plot of yours, but you have to allow this to happen, which obviously he doesn't want to do.
I'm laughing because I just thought, like, Samson's gonna go to try and get information out of them, and meanwhile, you're bargaining...
You're getting information out of him!
No, even better! The idea is to make them think that Samson's not there, and not only are you guys just hiding somewhere, but you're sending Samson over there with a fucking wiretap!
So Nim will say, I don't think Samson would agree to that, because he said not to read his mind or he'll shoot me.
I don't think he would. Besides, it wouldn't be against his will. It was simply an option. Again, if you don't particularly
It'd be
care.
completely against his will.
Well,
no, but
if
like-
you agree to it...
Yeah,
Which
she's
he
saying
wouldn't.
we would only do it if you agree, and you're probably not going to agree. That's why she was, like, kind of hesitant to bring this up, but was like, I might as well, since I kind of want Nim to, like, get a say in this.
It's okay,
He's got no
Yella.
spine.
I've lived my entire life being an object.
Jesus.
I'm trying to say, don't do that.
Nim's got no spine, and Kiela's like, let's polish up that spine. And Nim's like, I wasn't prepared for this.
I didn't wake
Dedication
up and
yourself a
chose-
spine.
I didn't wake up and choose spine today.
I woke up and chose moderate to minimal violence.
Nim's like, I'll give it some thought.
Kel will nod.
And while you're all doing that, Rhino's been sitting facing the back of Lily. Like, he's sitting on the back end of Lily, kind of just staring
Yeah.
down.
Because he's
Uh-huh.
bored out of his mind.
Just, well, you don't know that yet. He might be staring at something.
Uh-oh.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna be like, after, like, thinking things through a bit, I'm just gonna be like, so, Rhino, how are you faring there, buddy?
Shit, you guys are so annoying.
Children argue about an annoying thing Rhino think is complicated.
Well,
The party's
Rhino-
emotions are dumb.
Well, the Rhino finds your conversations absolutely riveting. The Rhino has been staring at the things that are following us for the past amount of time.
I feel like you should have said something.
I mean, if they're not attacking, who cares?
If they're cactus, they're gonna try eating them again.
They died before a round passed. It's fine.
Do they look like a threat, or are they just like hopelessly trying to catch up?
And the rhino kind of just like waves a hand for like you to come look. He doesn't turn around. He just like,
Yeah, I'll go over and look.
so you see them. They're tiny. They're small. They look like balls, and it becomes. And I'll just show it to everyone because I'm assuming you two are gonna eventually look too. And Samson's seen these before. In fact, they're all. In fact, they're all over Varesis.
Same.
I don't like
Cool, pieces
what
of
its
shit.
head looks
Oh
like.
yeah, no. In Varesis, everybody calls them P.O.S. P.O.S.
Okay,
Oh.
so
Pause.
I
And that's
think
short
they
for-
look like a sunflower with half its petals plucked. Please don't ruin that for me, Jade.
Okay, I'm not gonna say.
What the
Yeah, I
hell?
don't want to think too hard about what it is.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the sunflower and I'm good with that.
Yeah, I didn't see it until Jade's, hinted at it.
Nope, in that thought there. Samson recognizes these.
Yeah, you know them as what everybody calls them. They call them P.O.S, which is
Champ.
short for, pieces of shit. Because they're seen as, like, an infestation.
Wait, so how big are they?
You could literally fit one in the palm of your hand.
Okay.
And there's just a bunch of
Fireball?
them, following us.
Yeah, there's about 10 of them trying to keep pace with Lily, and they're kind of, like, falling over themselves, and then they'll lose some ground, they'll get back up and skitter.
Oh, far away are they?
Look at those little paws go.
And Rhino kind of cocks an eyebrow and looks at you, he's like, what?
Oh, back in Varesis, we had these all over the place. Call them, POS.
These ones probably have rabies or something.
And his face just like, you didn't think it possible for an orc, but like, he goes a lighter shade of green. And he kind of just like points at him and is like, you have seen these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these little pieces of shit. What about them?
Oh. Oh. How long, like, have they been a thing there?
I don't know. How long have they been a thing there?
When it was
Yeah,
like an
'cause
You-
Samson
pretty-
knows its history.
For your entire life, you've known them to be there. You never actually bothered to ask how long they've been in Varesis. Because, it's like rats in New York City. Nobody bothers to ask when the rats first arrived. They just are there.
We know. We know. No one cares though.
Yeah. Sansa's just gonna think for a second. It's like, pretty much as long as I've been around. Hell, probably before even I was born. Look at them go.
And Rhino's just gonna, like, start scratching his jaw. So, you remember those cactus mantis, right?
Yes.
And you know how I said they're the drones for the Doombolt?
Yes.
Those are Doombolt seedlings.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Gonna try to eat him.
Huh. Yeah. Well. One issue at a time, the rhino suggests. As he just gets up and he goes back to the front of Lily.
I got an idea.
Yeah?
So since I know a decent thing about these things, do I know anything about them actually, besides just recognizing them being around Varesis?
Yeah, usually when they get near enough to anybody, people just step on them. They are basically, they're about as dangerous as a mouse. They really don't pose a threat to you, and hence why nobody considered, what the hell are these things? That's why nobody in Varesis ever paid them any mind. It's just, hey, look, there's a piece of shit. Squish.
So now with 10 of them and they're chasing after us, from the way that Rhino said everything, would Samson be worried?
Would Samson be worried that, what he, and I'll paraphrase because I don't think I'll get it word for word, what he described as the doomsday bulb.
Yeah, what amateur mercenary Samson looks at and sees funny thing that people squish back at home. Expert mercenary, the Rhino, sees as seedlings of doomsday plant.
Or at least seedlings of something that should be in Zanzibar and should not exist anywhere else.
No. Yeah.
You want me to describe what the feeling you have is?
Yeah.
How did you feel during all your other existential crises?
So, here's the thing. Samson's very self-aware that he's pretty stupid. So, while learning things that end up being existential crises wouldn't normally throw people into, an anxiety attack of, oh my god, what if this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this?
Yeah.
Samson's I didn't know that before. I feel like no one else would either. I should keep that in mind and see if other things start to add up together. But also with a bit of panic. So I'm guessing that there's a bit of panic.
You got panic with a K.
So, I assume that Nim and Kiala heard him talk about heard in when he talked about the Mr. Cactus?
Yeah,
The Doomsday Plant?
Oh, Doomsday Plant.
Yeah.
I can't unsee it now, Jade, thank you!
As long as you don't say it, we're Gucci.
Yeah, what the hell are you guys looking at?
I want to know why you've seen
The picture of the
Okay, move
P.O.S.
Yeah, what the hell are you guys talking about?
No, PM it. I don't want to know. Don't
It's
spoil
fine.
me else.
Don't worry about it.
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after, Ed. Okay? Just remind me.
Actually, no. I will go get a drink. Give me 5 seconds to exit the room. You guys can say it. I'll be right back.
No, we're not saying it on recording. No, it's not happening. Not happening.
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell you guys are saying.
Don't worry about it.
You know what? I'm gonna DM you now what I think Jade thinks it looks like, and what I now can't unsee. You just have to promise me you won't say it on the recording.
Okay.
Okay. Where the hell are you? There you are.
I am hiding!
Alright, I'm back.
They didn't say it. We want to keep this stream family friendly.
I thought that was your goal to, keep it unfamily friendly.
Yeah, this is a bit much, though.
Does it?
I mean, you could just PM it to Rebel and then move on.
He is. And of course, I don't actually know if we're thinking of the same thing.
I think we might. It kind of does. I think that's what she thinks it looks like, and I could see it if that was what she would think she looks like, but we're playing mega charades right now. I'll be right back.
Yeah, if that's what you're seeing, I'm not seeing it.
Okay.